9 मार्च को एक प्रेस ब्रीफिंग के दौरान मेघालय प्रदेश कांग्रेस कमेटी एमपीसीसी ने तुरा और शिलोंग सीटों के लिए ऑल इंडिया कांग्रेस कमेटी की उम्मीदवारों की घोषणा के बाद अपनी चुनावी प्रतिबद्धताओं का खुलासा किया। एमपीसीसी महासचिव संजय दास और सचिव मानुएल बटवार ने 5 प्रमुख प्रतिज्ञाओं पर प्रकाश डाला। दैनिक वेतन भोगियों के भविष्य को प्राथमिकता देना, प्रशिक्षुता अधिनियम के तहत स्नातकों के लिए अच्छी तनख्वाह वाली पहली नौकरी सुनिश्चित करना, प्रतिस्पर्धा परीक्षा पत्रों के लीक को रोकना, जमीनी स्तर की उद्यमशीलता को बढ़ावा देना और इसकी वकालत करना, रिक्त नौकरियों पदों तक सार्वजनिक पहुंच जैसे शामिल है।
Gig economy basically is an unorganized economy in which daily wage laborers, so-called as Nonglasni, not in Meghalaya, which is highly prevalent. What the Congress is committed is that in few places like Karnataka and in Telangana for that matter, they had come up with these insurance plans for them, whereby a 2 lakh insurance plan, health insurance, a 2 lakh accident insurance is already there. There's also a health insurance of around 10 lakhs in fact in Telangana, in which the government has already started work, and they have got good traction. So which they feel as if in the rest of the country as well, we need to have a social security kind of a program in which the gig workers or the daily wage laborers or the non-Balasgi are protected in every way possible to ensure that at least they have a decent, a better life, a better quality of life, a way in which they can lead their day-to-day lives. And that is one of the promises in which the Congress has done. The second promise in which we are trying to at least tell the people is that a lot of graduates, when they finish their schooling or they finish their education, especially in this economy of us here, when they start looking for jobs, you will notice that they are very much underpaid. So a lot of kids, when they start going for their first job, they get a salary as meager as, let's say, 3,000 rupees or 4,000 rupees by some of the business houses and so on and so forth, which I feel is not even subsistence. And in many cases, there are a lot of families who says that, okay, since it's the first job, they'll get the experience in doing it. But if you look at the ground reality is that it should not be the case. So what the government or what the Congress is trying to do now is that we are trying to ensure that, whenever a graduate or somebody who is looking for a job, they will get this apprenticeship in which we are committed, and we say that for the first year of working, we committed to ensure that whether it's a private or public sector, even as an apprentice, everybody will be paid 8,500 per month, which translates to 1 lakh of rupees in the first year. What will happen is that it creates this buffer to ensure that, once these people finish their apprenticeship and they actually do the actual work, then it is required for the employer to ensure that the payment is at that level. So that will at least, the minimum level should start with such a thing. And I think that's a very, very good step in which we need to start looking very seriously, because these two things, especially the gig workers and the fresh graduates who are starting to work, require such help. And I believe that the Congress is very committed in these. Okay? Now the third commitment by the Congress, that is saying that if you notice these programs that are being run right now, especially for entrepreneurship and so on and so forth, it is high decibel on noise and very low on implementation. And many of the implementation is more or less very elitist. When I say elitist, means that only a few sections of the society can do. Like there's a program for wine making. I always tell people, in Meghalaya, who makes wine? The poor people don't make wine. It is the people who are affluent in nature, isn't it? Now, when you run a scheme that you support them, it's very nice that you're supporting them, we're not denying it. But I think the lower end of the pyramid is being missed out. So the Congress is committed that when we do come and are able to do this, we want to run programs for entrepreneurship, there's no denying, but we are committed to spend 10,000 crores of funds on this, and that's commitment from the central. And this will ensure that, we'll ensure that this fund will continue to go to the grassroots level. When I say grassroots level, we're talking about even the nooks and corners, the villages and so on and so forth. So if there's an entrepreneur who's coming up from a small village somewhere, maybe he's making only a mola, or he's making some musical equipment or something, whatever that they do, but that they feel that they are entitled to, get some help from the government. The Congress is willing to help that grassroots level. It should not just be on the surface. It should not just be elitist in nature. So that's the third commitment that we're talking about. The fourth commitment that the government, that at least the Congress is saying, is that we will ensure that the paper leaks, especially in competitive exams, is drastically reduced. If we look at statistics alone, just the last 5 years, there have been 41 paper leaks across the country and across 15 states. So a lot of these new aspirants, especially when they go and sit for exams, what happens is that if they go and sit for these exams, most of the time the exams get cancelled or something or the other. And that has been happening even in Meghalaya as well. But they have to pay for it, right? They've paid for it. There's a lot of collection in which the government is doing. And there's some way or the other they fumble and everything goes wrong. So I think it is a lot of leakage that is happening that breaks and shatters the life of many students and many aspirants. So I believe that this is also one of the key steps in which the Congress will address if they ever get a chance. And these are very important things that we have to look, and I think we should very seriously look into. The other thing is government jobs. See, if you look at from a central government job point of view, there are so many jobs that are still lying vacant, whether it's in the state or the center. Just to give an example, in health services alone, just in Anganwadi, there are 176,000 jobs that are lying vacant in India today.